Hello, myself Dr. Anuj Purwar. Today I am taking lecture on overview of purification and pre-treatment. Absolutely pure water is rarely found in nature. Impurities occur in three progressively finer states. This is the suspended state, colloidal states, and in dissolved form. Different methods of treatment are required for their removal or reduction to acceptable limits. In most of the cases, more than one treatment process is needed to achieve the desired change in quality, so that treatment plants usually consist of a chain of processes which operate in sequence. Each process has a particular area of applicability, and it is important that the processes are selected in relation to the nature of the impurities to be removed and the required output quality. It is to be appreciated that most treatment processes do not usually destroy the impurities which they remove from the liquid phase, but simply concentrate them in the form of a sludge or effluent stream. Impurities in water may be classified as floating, small and large suspended solids, which are, for example, leaves, microorganisms, etc. Colloidal solids like the clay, microorganisms. Dissolved solid, these may be the salts, hardness producing materials, and organic. Dissolved gases, these may be carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. Type of treatment. Treatment process of water can be divided into three main classes governed by their main principle of operation and the prevailing quality characteristics of the water. These processes are physical treatment, chemical treatment, and biological treatment. Physical treatment process depends mainly on purely physical characteristics of the impurities to be removed. Characteristics such as size, density, viscosity, solubility are of importance in physical treatment operations. Treatment which are physical in nature includes screening and straining, sedimentation, flocculation, filtration, gas transfer. Chemical treatment processes. These processes depends on the chemical properties of the impurities. Chemical reagents are added to remove the impurities. They include adsorption, coagulation, ion exchange, and precipitation. Biological treatment. Biological treatment utilizes biological activity to stabilize or remove impurities, and they are particularly useful for the removal of organic impurities. Biological processes may be aerobic, anaerobic, or facultative, and are mostly done to purify waste water. They include dispersed growth system. This is like, for example, activated sludge, oxidation ponds, and second one is a fixed film system. This may be the, for example, biological filters. In practice, there are several processes which combine various modes of operation, although one may predominate. In the filtration of water through a bed of sand, the processes involved include physical straining, sedimentation, chemical and molecular attraction reactions, and some biological activities. Adsorption, which is increasingly employed to remove trace of organics from potable water, is a process which involves both physical and chemical activities. In many cases of water treatment, it is necessary to use several processes in sequence to achieve the desired natural quality. Physical processes like screening and straining often form first stage of the treatment chain, and these are frequently followed by further physical or chemical processes for water treatment. So here the some example of the water treatment processes. So suppose we are taking intake water is a deep groundwater, then erosion is treatment is required, then disinfection, and then water can be good for the used for the supply purposes. Suppose there is a upland reservoir is available, then screening is required, then filtration is required, and then after that disinfection, and then water can go for the distribution system. Suppose there is a lowland river is available, so screening process is required, coagulation is required, sedimentation is required, then filtration and disinfection, and then water output for the supply purpose. So here the typical water treatment processes have given. We will discuss in detail about in later lectures. So here the notation is given: physical process P and chemical process C. So in treatment water treatment plant, there are some physical processes, there may be the chemical processes, and there may be the some biological processes also. So process configuration. Although some processes can be used in a batch mode, most treatment operations take place in a continuous mode, possibly with intermittent pause for cleaning. Continuous operation is more cost effective than batch operation, but it requires careful design and control to ensure reliable treatment. Most treatment operations require a finite residence time in the unit for the appropriate action to occur, and thus tanks or other reactors must be designed to provide this retention period. The hydraulic characteristics of a tank can be determined by injecting a chemical dye or other suitable treasure into the inlet and then observing its appearance in the output. The flow-through curves obtained as indicated in following figure can range between the two extremes of plug flow and complete mixing. Plug flow is difficult to achieve in practice, and most simple tanks exhibit flow through curves which are a combination of the two extreme patterns. Short circuiting due to density currents and mixing due to hydraulic turbulence produce a peak earlier than would be expected in an ideal plug flow system. The actual retention time is thus often significantly less than that calculated by dividing the volume of the tank by the rate of flow through it. Here the graph shows the what we have discussed earlier, the residence time characteristics. So here plug flow and then the typical tank mix flow and then complete mixing. Required treatment. The impurities are removed in order of their sizes, the bigger ones being eliminated first. Since every water does not contain all the impurities, hence all the treatment are not required for every kind of the water. The impurities are removed in following order. First, floating objects by the process of screening, then algae if this is present, then by the straining. If excessive iron, manganese and hardness in solution, so these can be removed by the precipitation. Normal suspended solid, these may remove by the process of the settling. Remaining fines and some bacteria, these can be removed by the filtration. Excessive bacterial pollution by the pre-chlorination. And final bacteria surviving filtration, which bacteria are available after filtration process, so they can be removed by the again the chlorination. Settling basins and filters form the basis of all the treatment plants, and in view of their widespread use, it is to be seen whether they can be omitted in any circumstances. They are to be provided in all cases except the following: a naturally clear groundwater which contains no iron, manganese or hardness in solution needs neither basins nor filters. A reservoir or lake derived water of low color with a turbidity less than 30 JTU. JTU is the unit of the turbidity. The final treatment of which is on Solosan filter. A reservoir or lake water of turbidity never exceeding 26 JTU, the final treatment of which is on rapid sand filters. Any water with turbidity never exceeding 50 JTU and habitually having turbidity of 5 to 10 JTU, for which multi-layer filters are preferable and basins not required. A clear but hard water being softened by the base exchange process. So here the different impurities available in water, and for that purpose what treatment required here is mentioned in that chart. Here the E, for the if E is mentioned, then this is the essential treatment required for that to remove that impurities, and if O is here, then these may be the optional. So first we see the floating debris is available, then coarse green is required, then fine screen is required, but if other impurity is available, then this is the and other treatment process is the optional for that purpose. If algae is there, then coagulation and settling is essential and rapid filtration is required, and solution filter is the in that case is optional. Now in case of turbidity, there are different ranges are given for turbidity, and for in that ranges some treatment are the essential, like the coagulation and settling in almost all cases they required except the if turbidity is 0 to 5 JTU, and post chlorination it is also required in all cases. Here the condition given, if color is greater than 30 Hz, then flocculation, coagulation and settling and rapid filtration is required. It is the essential requirement, essential process. In that way, there is the if calcium carbonate is available, so few processes required and few may be the optional. In similar case, there iron and manganese is available in different concentration, so few treatment processes are optional and few may be the essential. In similar way, here the chloride available, then what process is required, this is the and what process is the optional. And similar way, if coliform bacteria is available, so post chlorination is almost required in all cases. So function of water treatment units. Erosion, if you did the erosion and if we use the chemical, then they can remove the color, odor and taste. Suppose we are using the quit any treatment unit, this is the chemical method, then we can remove the iron, manganese, etc. If we do the coagulation and implementation with coagulation, then we are to remove suspended matter, a part of colloidal metal and matter and bacterial. If we are doing the disinfection, then pathogenic bacteria, organic matter and reducing substances we want to remove. If we are doing the filtration, then we are to required to remove finer and colloidal dissolved matter and bacteria. If we are doing the screening, then floating matter have to remove. If we are doing the sedimentation, then suspended matter are removed. If we are doing the softening process, then we are required to remove the hardness. Pre-treatment. Water from river or stream is not pumped directly to the basin. There are some intermediate processes which collectively are called pre-treatment process. They include screening, raw water storage, pre-chlorination, aeration, algal control and primarily settling. These are the pre-treatment processes which are required for the water to be treated before going the another treatment processes. And this is all about this lecture. Thank you.